guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back on our YouTube account and we're going to be looking at a 2023 kind of a beginner's guide. So I'm not going to go over specific heroes because it's not going to be a majority of a tier list, even though there will be a couple that we will touch on. We're going to go through the game overall and kind of things that have been added. We're almost 4 years of AFK Arena, guys. So this is the primary campaign. You can see we're in 45-23. So we are 45 chapters into this game. Now looking at this screen specifically, this is the campaign screen. AFK rewards, you want to pick those up. At the very beginning, it is only at, I believe, 12 hours that you can accumulate those. But you also do have a content preview. So it can show you when you finish out your chapter that you're in, what exact rewards or what prizes that you're going to get out of the campaign itself. Now down on the bottom right, we do have the fast rewards. This you want to collect every single day, depending on your VIP level. As you progress further, you actually want to pick that up more times. Now Tails will tell you about other players and their achievements, what they've done. You can see there have been a lot of players that have been finishing out and completing the Awakened version of Belinda, which in 2023, that is the hero that is out. World map, don't really have to pay much attention to it, but you can see what other players are, where other players are, as well as some of the stages that are coming up in the future. You can even look back and to see what the stages offered at specific chapter stages with the rewards that we have in there. Now, a couple other big things in here, guys. Number one being the Solemn Vow. Now, this is actually a really, really solid place to get a lot of advice. If you come in here, right now I am actually a mentor, but you can see I have a mentee right up here. In here, you can merc heroes, which is again, one of the huge things to do. Merking heroes in here, you actually get to use the heroes. Quests in here will be assigned from your mentor, but overall you do get a lot of rewards and a lot of loot out of here through the progression through the Solemn Vow. Now friends list, you want to monitor and remove people as you see fit, guys. You can see right here we have a player that has been inactive for 7 days. We can actually go ahead and delete that player from the friends list, which means I have one slot, 39 of 40 available. Now every single day you're going to go in here, send and receive your hearts, which right here I have 97 of those. Companion points can be exchanged for heroes, which is exactly why you want to monitor this list every single day. Now going through the short term, this is where you can actually borrow heroes. So as long as someone within your friends list does have the required heroes, you can actually borrow them. Then in addition, this is where you will borrow your dimensional specific heroes, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But you can see through the exchange store, you can actually get these exchange stones. This is what is going to allow you to actually get the dimensional heroes and borrow the dimensional heroes. Now the mailbox, you always want to keep this empty. Community events will pop up here with red little exclamation points, which are usually free diamonds that you can pick up out of there. Now the bag, this is what holds all of your loot, guys. Has a couple different tabs in here. The miscellaneous loot goes into the first one. Usually contains your stones as well. And you can see the red exclamation points in there. Gear, early game, mid game, not really too dependent on gear. There's a lot of auto enhancements that you can do through this game. Furniture, this will come in time, guys. Furniture is actually something once you start getting Awakened heroes, the furniture aspect will get built in. Now quests, you have dailies, you have weeklies, and you have campaign quests. Dailies, of course, you want to make sure you're doing them every day. They're going to yield you an incredible amount of loot. Going into the weeklies, it just breaks your dailies into weeklies. Doing a little bit more here, getting all of these done again yields you some good loot. And ultimately going into the campaign, you can see there is really no end for these, but the further that you're making progression in different game modes is going to allow you to actually progress much faster. Now, merchant ship is of course where you buy things. If you're looking to buy anything, this also does yield a lot of free items. When you look in here, even up here at Yuri Stones, you get the stones for free. Merchant ship, you can get free packs out of here every single day, as well as Noble Society. You can get Noble Society, Twisted Bounty, Regal Rewards as free to play as well. Just this common side premium pass you do have to pay for. And a lot of the stuff in here is purchase only in the events tab, guys, or in the merchants tab. Now looking at the events tab, this is where you're going to spend the majority of your time. as we continue to get a lot more events in here, guys, they're going to pop up in here. They have daily events and they do have adventure events, which are kind of more of a limited time. You can see down here, it has the set timer that they are going to expire. Same with these, they have the timer. Some of them do last a lot longer as of now. And again, there is so much stuff to go in AFK Arena. Prosperous Quest right now in 2023 is coming to an end, guys. Belinda or New Awakened Heroes will actually show up right here. Wishfinder is an event that is going out, and then promotional packs will pop up here as well, which concludes it for our campaign tab. Now in the hero tab, you see we have a couple different tabs in here as well. Formations, you can actually set predetermined formations with pets within here. It's actually an easy way to get through here. You can see I have a crazy amount of formations. When you copy them, they copy as well. Now the popularity tab, you have to be very cautious with this. Sometimes the heroes in here are not 100% accurate. For the popularity, it shows that Thorn is number 1, a hero that a lot of players do not use and do not like, but you have a couple different game modes down here. You can play around with some of the popularity that you see within the heroes themselves. Now the actual heroes you possess will be right in here. We do have 7 different factions, so 4 primary factions, the rare ones, Celestial Hypogeans, and then of course the limited or exclusive heroes, which are the dimensional heroes as you see here. Portraits, this is where you can actually see the heroes before you have them unlocked. For a hero like Vathiel, I do not have any copies of him, so we see he is actually grayed out, but this is where you can kind of preview, see what they look like, see exactly their skills and abilities, go through signature items, exclusive furniture, which we're going to look at right now, guys. So I'm going to look at just one hero, the awakened version of Thane. Multiple layers of building heroes out of here, guys. We have the gear in one essence, which is the gear that you can equip, level up with tier stones, with engraving, with enchanting, quite a few things when it comes to the hero itself. Now, signature items, they go up to plus 30 on the regular factions, plus 60 with Celestial Hypogeans, Awaken, and Dimensional Heroes can actually take up the signature items further. Now, artifacts, again, you have a couple different artifacts in here that you can choose from. Does take a while to unlock. Dura's artifacts and then class-specific artifacts actually have 2 different parts to build. In addition, guys, in the inn, you can build out furniture. So each individual hero has their specific furniture, which is going to unlock additional skills and abilities when you do get the furniture. And then there is engraving, which is kind of the third notion to get them built up, guys. You can see right here, I have a plus 60 engraving or 60 engraving on my awakened version of Thane, building him out with the heroes itself. You can check out their skills and abilities over here, as well as the heroes with their gear, their signature items, their artifacts, their engraving, and their inn right here. The stars do denote where the engraving is. The red little diamonds down here denote where the furniture is. Then, of course, the plus 30 signature item, as you can see right there. Now, looking in the Dark Forest, guys, this is a place where you'll spend a lot of time. Peaks of Time offers adventures for beginning heroes. So actually going through these historical ventures, these have not really changed since the game has come out. Wandering Balloon has different voyages, and you can see, guys, a ton of different voyages have been added through the years in here. These are actually old Voyage of Wonders that have now been added to the Peaks of Time, so you can revisit them with a little bit of a different loot. Trials of God is where you will get your class-specific artifacts. So once you get to a point and unlock this, you will be able to get class-specific artifacts. Then the Wanderer's Pouch is just 2 little fun mini games that they've added through AFK Arena. Voyage of Wonder actually contains a couple different things. The Misty Valley, also a current voyage if there is one up, and a couple other game modes in there as well. Thrilling Voyage actually has 2 game modes now, the Hunter's Notes and the Fantastic Beasts. You can see we're both 100% on these. We're 86 on this one. They're going to do a hot fix in this actually pretty soon, so it will adjust, but this game mode just allows you to come through here, do a lot of really campaign-like team or campaign like building with your teams. Does take some very specific heroes to get through here, which can make it pretty challenging. Now, King's Tower, this is going to be your primary thing for really a couple different focuses. Number one being your tower progression within the King's Tower is going to yield you a lot of essence, as well as diamond and gold in there. From all of the faction towers, you get an incredible amount of resources. You actually get some red chests, which build up signature items. You also do get Stargazer cards, which will help you summon heroes. You also do get faction-specific emblems, which again will build specific heroes within there. You also get time emblems out of here every 20 floors. Once you get, I believe it's to 340, if I remember correctly, you will start actually getting time emblems out of the campaign tab, which again is pretty far down the rabbit hole. Now, the Arcane Labyrinth actually has two different modes. One is the Dismal Maze, one is just the regular Labyrinth. When you start off, you will only have one mode until you actually get into two modes. The Arena of Heroes Treasure Scramble will be unlocked later. This actually is a PvP based event. All of this is kind of PvP. Arena of Heroes, LC Tournament, and the Legends Championship are all PvP based events that have a lot of time consuming, but also a lot of effort that goes into there. Now, the Abyssal Expedition and the Hunting Fields come up on a rotation. Usually every couple months we do get a new version of either one of them, and they're incredibly time consuming, guys. So getting into Ranhorn the Oaken, this is the point where you're going to be getting furniture. This is where you utilize your poke coins and you do get furniture within AFK Arena. Now, within a guild, this needs to be revamped. It's actually super old, but Guild Hunt with both Riz, as you see here, and Soren are two guild bosses that have never changed in almost the 4 years that we've had them. They're loot in there. Not very good unless you're early. You can actually use some of the stuff. Guild Hunt, big shout out to Adventure Walk, guys. We are in level 9. Level 9, again, has been the only level that you could go to forever at this point. But they did add within here the Hellscape, guys. The Twisted Realm and the Cursed Realm, they're going to come later. This is actually kind of a sub-boss fight. I would say this is a boss fight. Twisted Realm only requires 1 team comp. When the Cursed Realm, when you get here, it actually requires 6 team comps. So this is incredibly complex when it comes to building out that game mode. Now, looking at the library, we started with the Elder Tree. When they started, they started with unions. When we started out with this, you can see we have a lot of heroes in the unions now. Then we ultimately added in the Elder Tree. Elder Tree actually buffs up different classes with Elder Juice or the loot, this Twisted Essence. Added in later the Field of Stars, which actually gives you bonuses in different game modes as you continue in progression. As of lately, we've added in the Echoes of Time, which is just looking back at heroes that we've already had, as well as Gear Resonance. So when you get your gear to a certain tier, you will actually unlock 3 different levels of Gear Resonance that will allow you to actually resonance gear on all of your other heroes. Now, the Resonating Crystal itself, this will be the point where you put other heroes in here, like you see right here, that allows them to raise to the level of the Resonance Crystal or to the current 5 heroes you have highest within the Resonating level or within the Resonating Crystal. You can see level 684. That means every hero that I place in here automatically goes to 684. You only really have to focus on building out 5 heroes in AFK Arena. Once you do get 5 built up, this will unlock, allowing all your heroes to be the exact same level. Now, getting into the Beast Ground, a relatively new area, guys. This, you can summon different beasts, which have different attributes, different abilities, different build outs, quite a few different things when it comes to the beast. But this is where you will actually utilize your bait to get more copies of the beast as you continue to build them out. Now, the Rickety Cart, this is not really used short of retiring heroes for a majority of players. If you're pretty advanced like we are, there will actually be a couple different options in here, including retiring different heroes, like the legendary heroes, to actually get hero coins and food, things of that nature. Replacing heroes as well. I believe you do need multiple copies of Celestials and Hypogean heroes only to exchange for other Celestials and Hypogean heroes. Awaken heroes can exchange for Awaken, and the Celestials and Hypogeans can exchange for any of the other heroes. It is a 2-to-1 exchange with a regular hero. It is a 3-to-1 exchange with any of the other heroes to actually build out. Trading Hub, not even going to cover it. You're probably never going to use it. I've used it twice ever in all the years that I've run the Abyssal Expedition. Really not a big part in that. Temple of Ascension, this is where you're going to level up and ascend heroes. Once you start getting multiple copies of those, you're going to be able to build those up. Noble Tavern, this is where you're going to summon all of your heroes, guys. A couple different ones here, faction specific. These are the companion points that we've seen earlier that you can pick up from other players. This is Desired Hero Summons. This actually unlocks when you get an Awakened Hero. Once you do get your first Awakened Hero, I believe that is the point within the Field of Stars that it unlocks. Then, of course, we have our regular common scrolls. Stargazer is going to come much later, guys, when you actually start building out heroes with the Stargazer. You want to make sure you're getting Stargazer cards out of your tower before you're actually going through and starting to use your Stargazer cards. Now, Time Emblems, as soon as this is available, guys, you can start using. They're used for specific Awakened heroes. The Awakened version of Belinda just dropped. We were still looking to build out Taylene. I'm saving all of my cards right now till I get roughly about 300 cards. Then I'll look at building up some more of these Awakened heroes. So the store, this is going to be a place that you're going to buy stuff out of here every single day, prioritizing the things you see right here. Once you start getting into the engraving mats, the time emblems, the essence, as well as the Poe coins down here. Even early game, you'll start buying out the primordial and the amplifying emblems out of here. The rest of this, do not buy for diamonds, guys. It is really not worth it. Over time, it could be depending on what you need, but as a newer player to AFK Arena, absolutely not, guys. Guild Store is going to be the place now that you're getting a lot of time emblems, but this is also going to yield you your gear as well as your tier stones to raise up the levels of the gear. Enchantment you can raise up, and the tier stones, the tier levels of the gear itself, you can raise up as well. Now within the barracks, you're going to prioritize buying out all of these elite stones up here. You can see we do have quite a few hero coins. You can get those from sacrificing heroes and doing summons to actually pick up the coins. Labyrinth Store is going to be through the Dismal Maze or the Labyrinth, the Arcane Labyrinth that I showed earlier. Going through here, you want to prioritize building out a couple different heroes, including, I believe in here is Joan of Arc. If I'm remembering correctly, Joan of Arc an absolute priority in here. Challenger Store, the same. You want to build out Merlin. You want to build out Leonardo da Vinci, and then building out your Celestials and Hypergenic heroes. Regular faction heroes, guys, in any of these game modes do not purchase. When it comes to Labyrinth, do not purchase any of them. When it comes to the Challenger Store, do not purchase any of them. Don't even purchase the blue heroes down here. The game of AFK Arena is really the game that's going to take a while to get through. You can see how much this is actually built out within the last couple years. That is the reason I wanted to give you just a general overview of 2023, guys, so you know kind of what you're getting into. So guys, that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and as always, thank you guys for watching.